Hello, and today we're focusing on stretching and counterbalancing the effects of sitting, whether you sit a lot for work or long car rides, whatever it is. So we're going to go ahead and start with our upper spine, which is our neck. So what happens is that we get into some forward head postures, which is going to overstretch the back and shorten the front. So we're just going to start by working through a dynamic stretch, which is keeping your chest back. Shoulders are balanced under your ears, and then we're going to push forward, and then we actively pull it back. I know it feels unusual, but you want to keep the chin going forward rather than looking down, and you're just going to go straight forward to pull back. And notice how we're keeping our shoulders back here. That way we isolate your head and neck. So go ahead and keep that dynamic stretch going. Forward, tuck it back. The way that you can think of this is if you have a headrest, you pressing back into that headrest, push, good. All right, so we'll go ahead and push it forward for one more. Take your time and then pull back. All right, next up, we're gonna hit an overhead reach, kind of lengthen our spine at the same time, get our shoulders opened up. So lock your hands together right in front, and we're just gonna reach up. So as you do this, you want to try to get your arms straight and reaching, but we're also working to lengthen our torso, really decompress our spine. So go ahead and hold it in this overhead reach. If you want to, you can release out of it if you need a little break, and then get right back into it. So the way your spine is, it's a series of bones stacked on each other, and then this will help decompress to open up the shock absorbers between each bone or vertebra, our spinal discs. So get some fluid back in there. And then you can hold it up here or do what I did, just take a short break, come right back to that overhead reach. And then while you're up here, just go ahead and relax your shoulders down, really focus on lengthening upward. And then just tilt your chin upward ever so slightly. All right, go ahead and bring that down, loosen your shoulders out. So we're gonna hit a rotation next. So whenever we're facing in one direction, we rarely ever get our spinal rotation. So from your lower spine upward, we're gonna turn, and you wanna keep your spine up tall. So continue to decompress your spine, open up that disc space, and then rotate to one side. So if you have a chair that spins, what you can do is bring your knees to one side and turn opposite. And then if you're able to, just grab around to the back of your chair. So head is held high, but not looking up. So you're just looking to the side or behind your shoulder. And then I have my hand just on the outside of my knee. So your knees are going one way, shoulders and head turned to the other. And then we'll go ahead and switch to rotate to the other side. So knees opposite is optional. And if you just heard a crack, don't worry. Spine is just realigning. Stay up tall. All right. So rotating from your lower spine, turn your shoulders, and finally turn your head, maybe even looking behind your shoulder. All right, so next up, we're gonna counterbalance our internally rotated position by going outward. So both of your upper arms are straight down, elbows are bent. And so what I'm gonna do is point my thumbs out to get that outward rotation and bring it in. So when you bring it in, you can either bring your hands to meet, or you can do more of this crossover, which is where we'll get a little bit more internal rotation so that we have more motion available to us to go out. Good. So you're here, cross, thumbs go out. So looking good. So here. So make sure when you rotate out that you go as far as you comfortably can without lifting your elbows away from your torso. So just keep them right beside you like this. Rotate here. Here we go, looking good. rotate, and rotate. All right, so it's always a good idea to get out of your chair every now and then. So I'm going to stand up, and my head will be cut off, but you can see some hip motion here. So we're just going to hit some leg swings. So first thing we're going to do is I like to hold on in front of me, and I'm just going to watch to not kick anything. But the idea is you want to keep your torso upright, and you're swinging one leg forward and back. So I'll try to give you the best view I can, but what you're doing is standing on one leg and then just getting some hip swings, legs straight, forward and back. So while you're swinging your free leg, you're going to feel your standing leg even working around the hip. So that's good for working your knee, hip, and ankle strength and stability. And then we'll go ahead and switch to the other leg, swinging it forward and back. So you're here, forward, and back like that. So when you go forward, so using our hip flexor, which is right at the top of our thigh, and then on your way back, using your glute. So trying to get your thigh behind you as much as you can, and then in front of you as much as you can. Good. And then we'll hit the same idea. So we're going to do more of a cross in and out. So inner thigh like this, and then outward. So outside your hip, swing. Try to adjust here. So remember to just stabilize your standing leg and then get your leg straight out, cross in. So depending on your space, you might have more motion than I have available. I'm just trying not to kick things here and here, and then we'll switch other leg. So definitely feeling that standing leg working. So whatever you're holding on to, for me, I'm holding on to a chair. I just want to get it out of the way so I can cross and then swing out. So try not to move your torso too much. Cross it. So nice relief. I always recommend, even if you're not able to stand up and go for a walk, even just pacing around. It's a good idea to stretch out your hips. All right, so we're going to continue with hips, but we're going to do more of a static stretch. So on this one, we're going to hold it in a figure four. So I want you to get your leg across so that your knee is out. And don't worry, I'll move your view down a little more. So you're like this, figure four with your leg cross. All right, sit up as tall as possible. And then from there, you're going to fold forward. So very important that you fold forward by hinging or folding at the hip rather than rounding. That way you're going to feel it right around here, outer hip and glute. So just chest open, stay tall, and then just fold forward. So we're going to hold that there. If it gets too intense, you can back up a little bit. Just use your hands to lightly press out of that deep stretch. But you can go as deep as you want. Maybe starting shallow and then just gradually going into it a little more. And of course, we'll switch legs. So cross. So you're here, knee out. If you're not able to get all the way up here, you can even straighten your bottom leg and go into less of a figure four, but still with your leg cross. And then go ahead and lean forward here. So that's good. So we're feeling this all the way around to our glute. It's always a good one. You ever do other workout classes, doing squats and lunges and that sort of glute work? So it's a good way to end it. So I'm just slowly breathing, oxygenating our muscles. There we go. All right, so we're going to finish with some spinal flexion and extension. So all that means is we're actually rounding. So I've placed my arms right between my legs. So I'm actually going to round down, and then you can just let your chin tuck in. And then you're very slowly and very carefully going to arch your spine. So you're not simply sitting upright. I want you to try to do this, kind of curve upwards. So think shoulders back, chin up, arch your back, round down. So arms and hands coming toward the floor, and then arch up. So remember, it's not simply sitting up, but you want to arch. Let your breath come out to round down. Just releasing everything, including your upper back and neck. Inhale to arch up, and then we'll go for one more. So notice how I'm keeping my bottom back into the chair. Round down, release, let it hang here. Inhale to arch up. Very good. Thanks for stretching with me today. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Thanks, Lena. You're welcome, Allie. Good to see you. Very welcome.